Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings has suggested that the show start fingerprinting players after hearing champ Ray Alon's wild story. Ray has won big on the series several times and may not be the only member of his family to appear. During the latest episode of Jeopardy! Ray revealed that he's a twin and his sibling is in the process of auditioning for Jeopardy! Right now. He joked, "There's a chance you're gonna be seeing this face again and again." Ken, 48, questioned, "Have you guys considered just swapping in and out during your run without telling us?" Ray quipped back, "How do you know we're not?" The show's host laughed before joking, "We're going to have to start fingerprinting before every game." The game show champion continued his domination during the most recent episode. On Monday, he finished out with $24,200, bringing his three-day total to $84,800. He will continue to compete in shows to come. Big whoops. Fans have been buzzing about Ray for some time. The star recently competed in an episode that featured a question about Jewish traditions in relation to Hanukkah. Fans have accused the show of flubbing a question on the subject after contestants were asked to name the wrong candle holder used to celebrate. During the episode, Ken presented a video clue for $800 under the category Christmas and Hanukkah. The screen showed two men lighting an 8-candle lamp with a Jewish star in the middle and a 9th candle to light the others. Ken read over the clip, "While we talk about the 12 days of Christmas, Hanukkah is celebrated over 8 nights with lighted candles in this special candelabra." Ray jumped in and responded, "What is a menorah?" and was deemed correct. Jeopardy! Fans, however, flocked to internet forums alleging that Hanukkah was the actual correct response. A menorah is a colloquial and generalized term, but it's not what's actually lit to observe Hanukkah, they wrote. One Jeopardy! Fan on Reddit wrote, Technically that menorah answer should be a Hanukkah. My exact thought, another viewer agreed. A third wrote, there was a mistake in the Christmas/Hanukkah category. Menorah is not the correct answer. The correct answer is a Hanukkah. The $800 question in the category Christmas and Hanukkah was incorrect. We don't light a menorah, we light a Hanukkah, a fan wrote on Twitter. Another Twitter user wrote, at Jeopardy had a clue where the answer was Hanukkah and they called it a menorah. No one is going to ever guess the former. And Jay knows that, someone replied and they wrote back. So they just wholeheartedly allow a wrong answer? It's not like it's a show for people to know esoteric trivia or anything. As Time described, a menorah, which has only 7 candle holders, was the lamp used in the ancient Holy Temple in Jerusalem, now a symbol of Judaism. A Hanukkah, however, has 9 candlesticks, one for each night of Hanukkah and an extra one to light the others. According to strict Jewish law, a Hanukkah should have 8 candle holders of the same height and a 9th branch that is set higher than the rest. Mistakes aplenty. It's not the first time that fans have criticized Jeopardy! Over incorrect responses. Over the summer, Ken and actress mayim Bialik were officially announced as the permanent replacements for the late longtime host, Alex Trebek. The hosting announcement hasn't been the only big change for Jeopardy! As executive producer Michael Davis, who replaced the ousted Mike Richards, filled a job that before them hadn't changed hands in decades either. As a result, the magnifying glasses are out for longtime fans and they've spotted plenty of things they disagreed with. Recently, producers on the show misspelled an Edgar Allan Poe quote and again angered audiences by using Brian Laundrie, who killed his girlfriend Gabby Petito last year, as a disgusting prompt for a question. The famous game show also spoiled a bunch of TV shows in one fell swoop last week and caused wrath like no other with a King James Bible question fans fumed was flawed in its premise. In the 2022 Tournament of Champions, finalists were given this final Jeopardy! Clue. Paul's letter to them is the New Testament epistle with the most Old Testament quotations it read, under the category the New Testament. However, the topic remains a matter of heated discussion among biblical scholars and researchers who have shared varying perspectives about whether Paul actually wrote the letter to the Hebrews. Jeopardy! Stuck to their guns giving a defensive response amid the backlash, and they have used many King James Bible clues in the wake of the drama. In a bizarre twist of game show fate, Jeopardy! Champion Ray Alon's recent tale from behind the podium has led host Ken Jennings to jokingly, and somewhat seriously, suggest that future contestants be fingerprinted before ever stepping onto the iconic stage. What began as a light-hearted interview during a post-show podcast turned into a whirlwind of revelations, questions, and unexpected confessions that shook the ever-dignified Jeopardy! Fanbase. Ray Alon, a beloved multi-day champion known for his calm demeanor and razor-sharp knowledge, opened up about one particularly surreal moment during his initial audition process that prompted Jennings' offbeat proposal. The wild story that sparked it all. Ray, a scenic artist from Toronto, had been quietly making waves on Jeopardy! For his impressive winning streak, earning both the admiration of viewers and the respect of fellow contestants. But in a casual chat on the Inside Jeopardy! Podcast, Alon shared a strange story from before his first taping. "I was in the green room, nervously reviewing last-minute facts," he recounted. "A guy walks up to me, someone I'd never seen before, and hands me a flashcard. It had obscure trivia on it, and I thought it was just a helpful fellow contestant being nice. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized something weird was going on." Ray claimed that the flashcard included a question eerily similar to one that later appeared in his game, almost verbatim. "At first, I chalked it up to coincidence," he said, "but after my fifth win, the same guy reappeared outside the studio and gave me a thumbs up. It felt like I was in a spy movie." According to Alon, he never saw the man again, and no one else in the contestant pool seemed to know who he was. He never reported it because, in his words, "How do you tell Jeopardy! Producers that someone handed you a trivia cheat code from the shadows?" Ken Jennings reacts, with humor and alarm. Ken Jennings, now in his second full-time season as host, heard the story along with everyone else, and his reaction was classic Ken, a blend of wit, concern, and geeky enthusiasm. "That's the kind of thing that makes you want to start fingerprinting contestants at the door," Ken joked on the next episode of the podcast. "Make sure we're not dealing with sleeper agents from the trivia underground. We thought the biggest scandal we'd ever deal with was someone writing down the final Jeopardy! Response too early." While clearly meant in jest, Jennings' comment struck a chord with fans online. Memes exploded across social media with hashtags like #JeopardyEspionage and #TriviaMole. One fan tweeted, "Plot twist, Ken Jennings was the one handing out the flashcards. Ultimate 4D chess." Producers respond cautiously. Behind the scenes, however, the Jeopardy! Production team wasn't entirely amused. Though Alon's story didn't lead to any official investigation, a source close to the show admitted that it raised eyebrows. "Security is tight on the lot," the anonymous staffer said. "We have strict protocols, especially when it comes to the question material. Every contestant signs confidentiality agreements and is monitored during taping days. But this was unusual." The same source revealed that in light of Lalonde's experience, the show may consider tightening contestant access zones and enhancing surveillance outside the studio. "No one's getting fingerprinted, yet," they laughed, "but we're definitely going to be more aware." The trivia community weighs in. Longtime trivia competitors and Jeopardy! Hopefuls had mixed reactions. Some dismissed Lalonde's story as a quirky tale spun from nerves and coincidence. Others believed there might be an underground ring of trivia enthusiasts trying to game the system, not for profit, but for the thrill. Quinn Masters, a former Jeopardy! Contestant and trivia tournament organizer, said, "The idea of a trivia secret society is hilarious and oddly believable. But knowing Ray, I doubt he needed any help. He's the real deal." Another player, who wished to remain anonymous, shared a chillingly similar experience. "During my hotel stay for Jeopardy! Someone slipped a napkin under my door with a fact about Mesopotamian pottery. Guess what showed up in my second game?" Ray Alon clarifies, but doesn't deny. In the days following the viral frenzy, Ray Alon took to social media to clear the air. "Just to be clear, I never cheated and never received anything that directly gave me an answer," he wrote. "The story I shared was real, but it was as strange to me as it is to all of you. I didn't recognize the question until I was already answering it live." He added, "Maybe it was all a coincidence. Maybe someone was trying to rattle me. Either way, I won fair and square, no flashcards needed." Fingerprinting the future? Though Jennings' suggestion to fingerprint players was clearly tongue-in-cheek, the broader discussion it sparked about Jeopardy! Security, fairness, and fandom obsession has stuck. In a follow-up interview, Jennings clarified, "I trust the integrity of our contestants and the Jeopardy! Team. But let's face it, with stories like this, you can't help but imagine a Dan Brown novel where the secret to winning Jeopardy! Is passed down like the Holy Grail." He added with a wink, "Still, if someone tries to sneak in with trivia tattoos or CIA-style flashcards next season, don't say I didn't warn you." What's next for Jeopardy! With season 41 looming and a fan base more intrigued than ever, Jeopardy! Remains one of the most respected game shows in history. But the Ray Alon incident has added a strange new chapter to the show's legacy, one involving mystery men, trivia espionage, and the host who wants to take fingerprints at the studio gates. Whether it's an isolated event or the tip of a very nerdy iceberg, one thing's clear: the world of Jeopardy is a little more unpredictable than anyone thought. And as Ken Jennings signed off his podcast segment with a grin, he said, "Next time you're in the green room, maybe check those flashcards twice. Or better yet, ask for ID."